Everybody's doing okay. We didn't go live this morning. We've been getting quite a good bit of rain here, and with the rain comes the lightning. And anymore, I just refuse to run this radio equipment while it's doing that. So I completely unplug everything, shut everything down, because I don't want to relive the nightmare of what happened before when lightning did hit, when everything was still plugged up. But anyway, we're slowly rebuilding our shack and getting it put back together and everything, and it's looking really good. We got a few things we got to address and kind of clean up a little bit to get it a little bit more kind of neater. There's still some things that I need that I haven't gotten in yet that I need to put in place to make things neater. But anyway, this just came in the mail from DX Engineering, and we're real stoked about this because we just ordered this just like 2 days ago. I think it's 2 days, maybe three. But I've already took my knife and cut it, and I thought, well, you know what, I could do a video, and I thought, well, before I open it all the way up, I'll do that. But anyhow, we're gonna open it up. We're gonna see what we got in the box, which I know what I got in the box, but then y'all get to see what we got in the box. So, with that being said, let's change the angles a little bit on the old camera here. Alrighty. One thing I will say about DX Engineering. DX Engineering takes pride in what they package and how they package it, regardless if it's just a couple of little light objects and everything. They still pack their daggum stuff good. And DX Engineering, big shout out to y'all for doing an excellent job every time I have ordered from y'all. Y'all pack it the way I would pack it if I was going to ship it, which I'm very thankful for. Okay, right here we have a Howl hardware stand. And this is something that we're happy to get because we get to move our boom mic out where we originally. You have to excuse me, my allergies are really bothering me this morning. And we've been really waiting on this little gem right here because I was wanting to do this. So it comes with the little screws and everything to anchor it. We'll lay them back down in there. And then, it comes with even Howl. He puts a really good hard cushion like thing down here in the bottom of the bag. This thing's, really packaged up real nice and snug. So it's not going to fly out of the package. Even when Wayne gets a hold of it. So we're going to pop the tape. And we're going to pull it out. Excellent shape. Nice and clean. Alright. And that's it. You got your screw to tighten down on your boom. But what this does right here, if I can show you, this tightens down, anchor it down on a table. This tightens down on your boom. You can see how well, Hal makes his stuff really, really, really rugged. But what this will do is, if you can see it in the camera, I can mount it right there. And then the boom can go right here and the mic can come over. And I can actually put my mic stand out here at the front of my table, which is what I was wanting to originally do. Anyway, I just couldn't because I had surface mounts and they had to mount to the back. And instead of mounting this way, they mounted that way with the stud sticking up. So we got that covered. I always take these boxes I get and put everything back. For right now, we're going to leave it out because this is something we're going to probably install here in just a few minutes. We've got that. I'll take and put my little box over here with the rest of my stuff. And it'll go here, and if I need anything out of it or whatever, I can. Okay. Next up, is the FTDX 3000 1306 RS12 cable. For the Ameritron 1306, this cable goes to the back of the Yaesu FT101 DX and the MP. And this is the control cable to control the amplifier. And this is the cable you want for that application. I'll show you the model numbers to it. And that's pretty much it. It's a DB 15Y. And you want that. The one end will go to the radio. And I think this big end goes to the radio. And the smaller one, I believe, goes to the amplifier. So when you're swapping from one frequency to the next frequency, like if you go from 10 meters straight to 80, when you got the amplifier set on remote and the radio switches frequencies, this right here being connected to the radio and the amplifier in the proper way, the second you change frequencies, it changes frequencies on the amplifier. So the amplifier it's there every time. So with that being said, the DB15Y, that's what you want for that application. And I highly recommend doing that if you're going to run the 1306, because this is a big help too. Okay. Now, and we got our bubble wrap that was in the bottom. And then they got our, well, we dropped that before, it'll be okay. Before we go to this next item, I just happened to see something here. Oh, cool. I like DX Engineering. They always send me something good. Sent me a couple of stickers. I got these, and then you got these. And sometimes I actually do stick these stickers on stuff in my ham shack when I'm doing my YouTube video and whatnot and all that. Because I really do, I like DX Engineering. They're always helpful. And can't say enough about them. They do good. They do good for what they do. And they're good people. Everything's always right. I've never had to have a problem arise out of anything. It's always good. So very good experiences with DX Engineering. Here's one of the things I'm super proud to get. But this is an actual knitted FT-DX 101D Yaesu cover. And I'm super happy to get this because this is like kind of one of the things that I was ready to put on my radio. Once I move some of the other stuff, I can keep the radio covered up when I'm not operating it. And it's just a really nice cover. Really nice cover. We'll get this box and other things out of the way and set that over here. Let's just get this little bag out and see what it looks like. Like I said, I'm super happy to get this today in the mail. Figure out how to get in the bag. You know, they didn't just throw this in the box. They folded it properly and lapped the bag over where it wouldn't get in a, I guess, a mixed up situation to where it got itself all unfolded. So they folded it up to where it stayed prim and proper in the box. Now I just got to figure out how to get the bag open. Let's see. I do believe this is a sealed bag. Sure enough, it is. So once it's in the bag, it can't come out of the bag. Okay. Well, that's nice. Oh, yeah, there it did come out. Okay. All right. Am I wrong? Okay. A little bit of static. All right. Ah, now I like that. The back side just drapes over. The front side, yeah, I like that. This is nice. Yep, that's hand stitched. Or, you know, real stitching. So yeah, well made quality. I like it. Yaesu FTDX 101D. There's me a cover for my 101. So now when I get ready to start rearranging the shack, which I'm going to be doing here, I will I'll rearrange some of this stuff and get it re I'll reset some of this stuff up in here to where I got it all laid out differently, and then we'll just go from there. But I really am proud of this cover. I wanted one of these for a long time, you know, and there's going to be days that I'm not on the radio, and I'd rather have it covered up than let dust get on it. So it's a really nice cover. And let's take a look at our cable here. And again, this is the DB15Y, and it is made for the Yaesu FTDX 3000, the 101D, the 101MP, and the model number on it again is the DB15Y. So super nice. I'm glad to get that. Now, while we got this cable out, we're going to do one thing that I always do to everything, just because I know that if I do it, it tends to help me not have a little hiccup up a little later on. I don't know why I got that now, but anyway, I always keep these Farad beads on hand. And what I'll do is I'll take the Farad beads and go like, we'll get one out. It should be the right size. And you'll pull that clip back, open it up. That's the inside of the Farad bead right there. Got these little clips, you'll open it up, and you'll clip this on the end of your cable, like as close to this as possible. Now, once that's on there, it's on there. Now, that one's a little loose, and I got these, and I think that's going to be too tight. So yeah, we got that, and that's going to be too loose. So the cure for that, very simple. We'll get us some of this tape. For outside use, this is really good tape. I found that this tape holds up best. You can get you a roll of that, and you're taping stuff up, and it handles the environment better because it's high heat tape. I'm gonna find the end of this thing. Okay. Super flexible, super stretchy. I really like it. It's good tape. I go about 1/4 of an inch before the wire. And all I'm doing is putting tape on here to basically just make it a little bit thicker. That's about 4 ramps right there. Now we're going to put the Farad bead back on, and that fits good and tight. So with that being said, so now the Farad bead's on there. What that Farad bead's going to be, if there's any RF whatsoever in this shack, and we know there always will be, we want to get rid of and not have any of it cause any kind of disturbance in any of your transmitting going on. So it's, sometimes you can do these and you can put way too many on. Just remember, you can clip them on your coax where the output power is, things like that, and they'll work. And then you can might put them outside on coax that's outside coming in the house, and it'll get rid of some of that. You just kind of got to pick your battles with that. Sometimes you can do it and you can do it too much, and you don't want to do that either. Yep, just open it up just like that right there. Put you just a little bit of black tape here to make it a little snugger. And then you just line it up. And there you go. So now we're good. So we got a bead on both ends. So anything that's stray, this sort of puts a stop to it. Put it that way. All right. And I apologize for my allergies bothering me today, but they sure have been kicking my butt. All right, now that we've did that, and we've established what is what with this, we will put the tape back, and we'll put the beads back here in my little cubby that I got. I just keep them back here because it's just easier for me to keep up with them. Okay. We'll take a drink of our coffee. All right, now I have got to do some moving around here. Mercy. Okay. We'll lay our speaker down. And we'll see how far we can pull her amp around. And see which one of these remote cables go where. There's only one back here. And it's going to be the one that... This one's got to go that way. All right, that plugged in effortlessly with no problems. So we can now do away with the RCA jack. All right, and when you want to make sure these plugs are plugged in all the way so there's no thread misalignment when you go to tightening these threads up. And you want to get them good and snug. Alright, we got that done. We're going to unplug this old RCA part because we're not needing that no more. This can go somewhere else. The old RCA way was kind of the old way of doing it. You had this kind of connection here, and they're okay for their air and time. I'm not a big fan of them because the connection on them is not really that great. All right, we're going to put the amp back where it goes. Now, to save me a whole lot of headache and a whole lot of frustration of having to move such a big radio, get your manual out. Get your manual out, look at the back of the daggum radio and see where is the remote cable connection located on the back of that dang radio. Then once you've figured that out, go to the back of your own radio, look at it, verify it, double verify it, and know that you are in the right location for that. So, linear amplifier connection number 15. This 15-pin output jack provides band selection data, which may be used to control an optional accessory like a VL1000 solid-state linear amplifier. Okay. So, number 15 is located just right below my external speaker plug-in, which is going to be easy because I know where that's at. So we got a plug-in right here. And I know I got an external plug-in plugged in the external speaker there. So go just around it and go under it. It's the only thing here that has that type of plug-in. So just line it up and stick it on there. Easy enough. So that was relatively easy. What I do, I'll just move some of this stuff around a little bit. And I'm gonna have to move a microphone. And I'm gonna have to move the radio a little bit. Just enough to be able to see what the heck I'm doing. Okay. So, if it will not fit that way, then I must be upside down. You think? We'll try it this way. Alright, it fit. So we got that right. And this one here, I don't understand. And I just happened to catch this. It's got these daggone little screws. It ain't got the plastic ends on it. What's up with that, y'all? It's just daggone little flathead screws. I guess they figure once you hook this up, it's there. But still, that part right there about that plug-in's aggravating. But I'm not going to complain because I don't complain. I already did my share of that. Let's see. We need to find a little bitty screwdriver. There we go. We got us the little itty bitty. Ain't got enough room to get in here. Damn. Be serious. Always got to be something, don't it? Yep, we're getting there. Alright, we ain't got enough room here to work. I really need to do this a little bit different. So, since we're in that predicament, I'm going to pull the yazoo out about an inch. We'll set the speaker back up here and plug it back up. Yeah, now we got room to work. And sometimes this stuff ain't not as easy as it looks. You just have to do the best you can to make it work. And then once you get it hooked up, you know, this will be here. I don't have to worry about it anymore. So we got that one screw. Yeah, I'm trying to find my. I really wish I would have put those plastic extenders on these things because it really would have made it a lot better. This is kind of a pain in the ass, really. But we'll deal with it. It is what it is. Can't have every damn thing. Anyway, push the radio back and see where we're at now. Okay, for y'all that know that I really firmly believe in disconnecting this stuff when there is nothing going on with everything. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go down here and plug everything back up since I'm gonna be right here at it. Alrighty. Let's see here. There is that. And here's onions. Plug back up. Later on, I'm going to change some of that because I think it's old bending over doing that. I just ain't got no room in my ham shack. But anyway, it's okay. All right, power supply's on. Radio's on. You ever wonder why a ham shack can't stay straight? You're always changing stuff and adding stuff. So, got that. And we'll turn the radio on. Now, we're going to...
Delta X-ray, Victoria Echo 2, Japan Charlie Whiskey. Victoria Echo 2, Japan Charlie Whiskey.
Now that we've got that cable hooked up, we're going to put this on remote. Alright, now, that's on remote. It says we're on 20 meters. Okay, if I swap from 20 meters to 10 meters on the radio, it should change. And it did. So it works. So if I go to 80 meters, or let's say 160, bam, changes automatically. That's what we want. 80 meters, 40 meters, 30 meters, 20 meters, 17, 15, 12, 10, and 6. So the remote is working. That is everything that we wanted to accomplish right there. So we'll go back to 20 meters. All right. Now, we've got it on standby. So I'm going to take and turn my power down to 15 watts. And when I turn it down to 15 watts on the radio, the amplifier's on standby. It's on 20 meters. I'm going to go to CW mode. I'm going to bump the carrier and let the tuner, and it's already almost tuned. So let's go to another band. Let's go to 18. That's 17 meters. Alright, our output power is 15 watts. We're going to go to CW mode. I'm just going to bump the carrier at a low power on the tuner and let you see the tuner start to move, and then I'll unkey. Okay, it didn't have far to go. Now I'm going to increase my power to 100 watts, still in that same mode, and then I'm going to hold the key down and let it final tune. Okay, then if you watch, I'm going to turn my power back down. Okay, now we tuned it full max, so that got the lowest SWR with 100 watts drive. Now I'm never going to run 100 watts drive into the amplifier. So now that I've tuned for max, I went back to low power, I go to standby, and even with 14 watts, this is what the amplifier is doing. About 256 watts. If I go on up to about, let's say, 30 watts, 575 watts, more than enough power. This amplifier will do double that, but you don't need to do that. So I always run mine about 15 to 20 watts, 18 watts, about 300, 350 watts, somewhere in that neighborhood. It's more than an ample enough power to get a really good bunch of DXing going on. Now we're going to go back and we're going to go to 40 meters. I'm just going to key up at low power in CW mode. See, this is a safety thing because the amp was on, so it clicked off. So we'll cut that off on standby. I did do this on purpose too, guys. Now, it started tuning at low power, and it got down there to where it was kind of getting close. So then we're going to increase the radio to full power, 100 watts. Then when I mash the button, I'm going to hold it down until it's finished on its final tune. Okay, we got a 1.1. All right, at 104 watts coming out of the radio. So now we're going to back down the output power to say 10 watts. Turn the amplifier on. About 185 watts. So 15 watts, about 290. That beam's not really made for 40 meters. But anyway, we're going to go back, put it down on low power, about 10 watts. And we're going to go back to 20 meters. And this is where I'm going to show y'all the importance. The radio is on low power. The amplifier is on standby. We're on low power in CW mode. I'm going to bump the mic to get the tuner started, but I'm going to let go of it once it starts. All right, now it's got close to where it needs to be. All right, now what I'm going to do now is increase my radio to 100 watts. You want to increase it to your full drive power. If you got a 200 watt radio, you may have to go to 150. But just tuning, we're just going to the 100 because that's all we can do. Now, we're going to hold the carrier and watch. All right, now we got to fine tune. That's fine tuned down to a 1.0. Now, we're going to pull the drive back down on the radio to, let's say, 25 watts. Put the amp on operate. About 618 watts is what we're putting out. That's about what we do all the time right there, is somewhere between 500 and 600 watts. I found that just absolutely does absolutely perfect. The amp's only doing half of what it'll actually do. I'm not running it to death. It performs well. I don't have any kind of problems with it. So that's the way I set my station up. Anyway, that's it for that. Now we're going to put that on standby, and we're going to come back around, find somewhere to hang my microphone, and we're going to take that thing. I need a hanger for these things. I wish I made a magnetic hook or something. You know, just thinking about that. DX Engineering, y'all come up with some kind of something to where, you know, like I got this magnetic thing on here for a cell phone, and where my cell phone is, I can just stick it up there. It'd be nice if y'all make some kind of something that would allow that to just hook and stay. Hey Bob Howell, there you go. We need a magnetic hanger. KG4MEK, I'm getting tongue tied. KG4MEK made a request about that. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's a really good idea. Have a magnetic, something that's just really good and strong. Just put a little metal thing on the back of it, and then have something mounted to your table, and you can just magnet it to your table. Who wants to spend $80 for a magnetic cell phone holder to do that? Not me. I think for the price of one of these right here, you can mount something like that to the side of your table, kind of like the old mic hanger, but it'd be magnetic or a hook, whatever. I don't really want to hold a hook in my hand though. That don't bother me. That does not bother me. But we need a magnet to go with it. Oh me. Anyhow, don't look like nobody's dropped in on us today for a live, and that's fine. We're just trying to enjoy a little radio time and see what's going on. Really, I don't really want to get on the air when there's as much lightning in the air. I'm just not going to do it. Not for nobody. Not even for my followers. I know I tell y'all I'll be in here at 7:30, but I said due to weather, if I'm not here, I'm not here. That's the reasons why. And we've been having a lot of bad weather. Hands down, it's just been terrible. But anyhow, I am going to take a radio out of line and move it and fix it to where I can have, I really want to do some changes in here because there's some things, the way things are laid out, that's not laid out exactly like I want it. They're close, but I'm going to try to shift this, shift that over there, move that completely out of the way, have that where I can put my cover on, and then take and clean this table off a little bit of some of the stuff that's on it, and then hopefully at that point in time, I'll have the radio where it's where I want it and usable, and the other radio equipment can be to the side and over here, and then we're good to go. I think the biggest thing that kills me is the power supply. It's in a position to where it's at, and I wish it was down here, and the wires ran up to it instead of the wires running down and across. Um, the power supply not being up there, and then maybe mounting that radio over there on top of that one, and then moving that one over here. Then you got the rudder control. It's just like, I need an extra shelf space about yay wide, but the length of the table to sort of lift stuff up. But anyhow, that'll be another day. But anyway, that was what we got done today, and we're going to kind of tinker around for a little while and maybe shut everything back off because I don't know what the rest of the day is going to entail on the weather because it hadn't been looking that promising. But anyway, 73s to everybody. Y'all have a good day, and maybe we'll catch y'all next week. KG4MK out. Y'all be sure to like and subscribe too while you at it. Thanks.